Okay, so we are going to play a little bit tonight with the idea of being a living prayer. And we were just talking about the moon cycles and the full moon tonight, and what a beautiful energy to plug into and to think about what it really means to offer prayer, to start a conversation with the divine, with Mother Nature, with whatever it is that calls you. I mean, the energy of what surrounds us and what animates us and what holds us and what directs us is it's so real. It's so potent when we start to tap into it. And so the power of prayer is connected so deeply to those same frequencies that we plug into when we move through the different stages of the moon, when we move through the different feelings of our emotions. So there was a time for me when the idea of prayer was, please help me get out of this. I promise I'll never do this again. Rescue me. Or I really, really, really want that. Please bring that to me, or I won't be happy unless I have that. Or, save my child, or something like that. It was a pleading. It was a begging. It was, a foxhole prayer. It was something that I turned to when, the shit was hitting the fan and I had no place else to turn. And what I've learned through my own particular spiritual journey is that if I can stay in the energy of prayer all the time, then I don't need those foxhole prayers. I begin to develop, because prayer to me now is a conversation. It's an intention. It's a co-creation. So the more I begin to each day pay attention to my words, pay attention to my desires, and be very clear with whatever it is that I'm praying to, because for everybody it's different, that with what it is that I'm looking for. And what I'm always looking for is to feel a certain way. Think about that. Anything that I want because it's going to make me feel a certain way. I believe it's going to bring me peace. I believe it's going to bring me joy. I believe it's going to make me feel secure. Right? So for so much of my life, I thought there were things that I wanted. I thought, if I had my own house, then I would feel like I had a place to be. Like I would never feel like I didn't have a foundation. And that wasn't always true. And if I was in a relationship, then I would feel loved. And that wasn't always true. What I really want is the feeling of what it is that I'm praying for. So what I've learned to do with my prayers, with my conversations with the divine, is to really begin to tap into what it is that would bring me the most peace in the moment. What is the feeling that would bring me to a place of peace? Am I scared? If I'm scared, then help me find courage. If I feel alone, then remind me that I'm not. So prayer is an interesting thing. Think about the way that you guys pray. Like, what is prayer to you? And if you even call it prayer, because there are lots of other things to call it, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be prayer, but it's a form of communication. And it reminds me that what I'm connecting to is around me, but it's also inside of me. I'm a part of what it is that I'm praying to. So what I'm really doing is I'm tapping so deeply into my own inner wisdom, and I'm making this space, I'm clearing this path for that inner wisdom, for that intuition to rise up, to come up, to bring me answers. And that's another part of prayer. Am I willing to receive what it is that I've asked for? Because when I pray for something, when I want to shift something in my life, very often that shift means that there are things in my outer world that are going to need to change. Am I willing to allow those changes to occur and trust, no matter how those changes feel, that they're part of the path to my peace? They're part of what comes next. Right? So it can be really tricky. Receiving's not always easy. I do find that the path is lighter, it's gentler, when I give to others what it is that I want to receive, when I can really get clear about what it is that I'm praying for, that I'd like to have in my life. And then leave that prayer in the hands of the divine. Leave that prayer, rise, give it up. Just give it up, swaha. And then move on to giving to the world what it is that I'd like to receive. And there's a beautiful prayer. Some of you have probably heard it before. It's the prayer of St. Francis, but I'm going to read it because it's one of my favorites. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace, that where there is hatred, I may bring love. that where there is wrong, I may bring spirit of forgiveness, that where there is discord, I may bring harmony, that where there is error, I may bring truth, that where there is doubt, I may bring faith, that where there is despair, I may bring hope, that where there are shadows, I may bring light, that where there is sadness, I may bring joy. Lord, grant that I may seek rather to comfort than be comforted, to understand than be understood, to love than to be loved. For it is by self-forgetting that one finds. It is by forgiving that one is forgiven. It is by dying that one awakens to eternal life. So think about that, giving what it is that we want to receive, being the answer to our own prayers. Right? Because some days the answers to my prayers come in my mind, in thoughts, actions that I need to take, and other times they come through a stranger or through a post on Instagram. Right? So there are some days that I'm the prayer, and there's some days I'm the answer to the prayer. How can we walk through this world with the intention of being a living prayer, of making this a softer, gentler world, a world where people can trust the path that they were given and feel supported and loved? So close your eyes, take that in, bring your hands to your heart. Take a few long, deep breaths, allowing yourself to settle in from the busyness of the day. Inhale. Exhale completely. And then we'll inhale to tune in Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. 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 Pause and fill. Allowing yourself to receive the energy that you just called upon, connected to. And then together, moving into our next chant, Ad Gare Name. If you're not familiar, just watch me for the first round. Follow along. 3 times together. Ad Gare Name. Jugad Gare Name. Sad Gare Name. Siri Guru Deve Name. Ad Gare Name. Jugad Gare Name. Sad Gare Name. Siri Guru Deve Name. Ad Gare Name. Jugad Gare Name. Sad Gare Name. Siri Guru Deve Name. Pause and take it in. Inhale deeply, let your prayer fly up to the sky. Feel the energy of the full moon pouring into your fingertips, the birthing of something, the completion of a cycle, of a prayer. Feel that energy of celebration pouring through you. Exhale, keep your hands where they are. And then inhale one more time really deeply. Squeeze everything up. Reach even higher, up, up, up. And then exhale your arms wide and around. Moving through the wisdom, the protection, the peace, whatever it is that you called on. As we called out our chant, our mantra. And then let your fingers touch the earth. Maybe feeling the vibrations of prayers, of seeds that you've planted. Feel them beginning to take root. And the excitement of not knowing exactly how those prayers will be answered, just knowing they always are. Letting go of how things are supposed to look. And instead, connecting to the unseen, to the invisible. Connecting to things beyond our comfort zone, beyond the realm of our mind. I heard someone say once that trust and faith in prayer makes the impossible possible. Connection with the divine through prayer dissolves any boundaries, any limits. Let your hands float to your knees, and with your eyes still closed, begin gentle neck rolls. Bring your chin to your chest. Pause there. And then slowly move your right ear to your right shoulder. Pause there. Feel a nice stretch on the left. Gently moving your head back over to the other side. Pausing, feeling the stretch on the right. And then back to center. And do two more very slow, just like that. Moving at your own pace. And after the second nice slow one, let's begin to roll your neck, still slowly and gently. What does prayer look like to you? There was a time that I thought that I had to be on my knees, or it wasn't real prayer, or I had to be in a certain place. To embrace the idea of prayer as a conversation. It's made me realize that prayer is a constant companion. The next time your chin touches your chest, pause. And then begin to slowly move in the other direction. Nice gentle neck rolls, waking up your neck. We hold so much on our shoulders and our necks. Moving that energy, letting it go. So the energy of prayer is cultivated through bhakti, through devotion, surrender, humility. Bhakti is reverence and devotion. It's reverence and devotion to your own higher self. So really worshiping yourself. And prayer is also cultivated through the energy of Shakti, the goddess energy that rises up. It gives us the courage, the energy to face our fears, to move down our path regardless, to do it afraid. Next time your chin comes to your chest, pause. And let your head come back to center. With your hands on your knees, just begin some gentle shoulder rolls, shrugging your shoulders up and forward and back. Someone gave me for the holidays a shirt that has on the back, "Do It Afraid." So I always tell people when in conversation that I was talking to someone once and there was something I needed to do and it was so important and I was so afraid. And they said to me, "Do it afraid." And so every mirror, every surface in my house was plastered for months with stickies that said, "Do it afraid." And I did it afraid. And then after a little while, I wasn't afraid anymore. So now I have a shirt that says, "Do it afraid." I love it. Pause and begin to move in the opposite direction. Shoulders back. Literally releasing the weight of the world, giving that energy up, making space. There's no way for anything new to come in. We pray for things and then we don't make space. We keep the old right there. We hold on to it just in case. And then there's no room for the new. And then we wonder why the new's not coming because there's no room. We make room. We let go. And come to stillness and start to alternately moving one shoulder forward then the other. This time a little faster though, bringing your whole upper body into it. As if you were swimming but with your hands on your knees. Swimming really fast. And then come to stillness. Inhale your arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers, point a finger up in the air. For women, it's good to have the left thumb on top of the right. For men, it would be opposite. Tapping into that goddess energy, that feminine energy. Fingers pointing straight up, those Jupiter fingers, straight up in the air. Begin to make small circles around your pelvis. As if you were drawing a small circle overhead. Maybe imagine that you're outlining that full moon. Feel the energy of the full moon. Celebration, connection. The moon looks down and sees every single one of us, and it doesn't judge us, it loves us. Right? It showers its rays on each and every person. It doesn't pick and choose. And start to make those circles a little bit wider. Make that circle that you're drawing above your head bigger until it gets really, really, really big. Really big. Feel yourself basking in the energy of the full moon. That's the Shakti energy, the energy of the goddess, the softness of the moon, the coolness of the moon, the light and the dark. Even when it feels like it's so dark, that light is always there. Begin to bring the circle in now, making it smaller and smaller until you find yourself where you started, the place of stillness, fingers pointing up. Beautiful. And then with your fingers still interlaced, with that Jupiter finger still pointing up, bend your elbows so that your hands are right above the crown of your head. And just begin to bring your right elbow down and back. Left elbow lifts up, nice little stretch. And then move to the other side. Really stretching that rib cage, front and back. Releasing all of the energy that the stagnant energy that we've gathered that we needed to get through the day. Now we release it. We make room, we make space for more, for that energy of rest. Come to stillness right in the middle. And then let your hands flow down right to the top of your head. Let them rest on your crown. Eyes closed. Feel the energy of your crown chakra. It's your connection to everything around you, to every heart that beats, to every thought that's thought, to every possibility that's ever arisen. Your connection to the future, to the past, to the present, all moving through that crown chakra. And then let those hands flow down right to the center of your heart. Feel the energy of the heart chakra. Also one of pure connection. Limitless. Pure. Unconditional. That's what we find when we move away. Anything clouding the clear vision of the heart. From here, begin to take your right arm, bring it back behind you. Left hand stays on the heart, really twisting behind you. Bring that hand forward. Right hand on the heart, left goes out. And keep going. Nice deep twists. Letting your head move from shoulder to shoulder, looking over each shoulder as you twist. Dancing with the divine. Prayer in motion. That is what we are. We're prayer in motion. We live, we breathe, we speak. Every single spiritual path speaks of the power of the word. In Kundalini, it's known as the nod, the great nod. Na, from nothing. And ad, that which came first. Right? The Big Bang they talk about. From total silence, there was sound. And from that sound, the entire universe was created. Next time you find both hands on your heart, stay here. Eyes closed. Take a deep inhale. Exhale completely. Bring your arms up like goalposts. We're going to do a meditation to bless yourself. The chant I'm going to play is going to be Hummy Hum, Brahm Hum. And the way it's going to look is your arm's going to stay like this, and your left hand is going to be moving to bless yourself. So every time you hear Hummy Hum, your left hand goes on top of your head. Brahm Hum, it comes back. Hummy Hum, Brahm Hum. And that's the whole meditation. Your eyes are going to be closed and focused up at your third eye. And I am going to put the chant on now. Just give me a thumbs up. I'm using different speakers, so give me a thumbs up if you can hear this, okay? So here we go. Good? Okay. So just listen for a moment. Into stillness. And stretch your arms all the way up to the sky. And just start to stretch as if you were just waking up in the morning. Just stretch your body in any way that feels good. Inhale completely, deeply, squeezing everything up, pelvic floor, navel center, everything up. Turn your palms up to catch some more of that magic moon dust. And then let your hands come to prayer. Exhale. So you bring your hands to your heart, eyes closed. Silent meditation, 1 minute. Absorb that energy. Hum, hum, Brahm, hum. God and I are one. God is within me. On your next exhale, open your eyes. Come on to tabletop all fours. Find your balance there. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. You're going to just, how do I explain this? I know how I've explained it before. It's kind of funny. Think about a dog that's going to pee on a fire hydrant. Just kind of keep your knee bent and lift your leg out to the side. And then start to circle your knee. Your right knee, I'm sorry. Right side, right knee. There you go. Looks like you all got it. I guess the fire hydrant explanation works, huh? All right. And then bring that leg back to the mat. Move to the other side. Left knee up, out, start to circle. Making some space in that hip joint. And let it come on down. Take some nice deep hip circles here. One direction, the other. Maybe even begin to make figure eights here. Meditation to bless yourself. When you wake up in the morning, what if the first thing you did was bless yourself? That's a form of prayer. Reminding yourself that you are sacred, that you are a blessing. And then from that foundation of self-blessing, we can move into the world, bringing blessings along with us. If we can't bless ourselves, then we really can't bless anybody else. Right? We have to move past those blocks we have to receive. Come to stillness. Curl your toes. Lift your hips up to the sky. Downward facing dog. Wiggle and move here a bit. And then as you come back to center, bring your right foot up back behind you, coming into downward dog split. And then stack your hips. Open your heart. And then come back to center and bring that foot down. And then just move your feet forward into Uttanasana, forward fold. So walk forward into forward fold. I know we didn't do the other side, but we will. And from here, hang like a rag doll. And then bending your knees slightly, sweep your arms up and around as you bring yourself all the way up to a stand. Bring your hands in prayer overhead. Bring your prayer to your heart center. With your hands at your heart, think of a blessing that you'd like to send to someone right now. It could be yourself, it could be someone else. Connect to the energy of that blessing. Wishing someone peace or prosperity or health or an answer to a worry. And then sit with the energy of that blessing. Imagine yourself stirring it in a beautiful pot. And as you stir it, it becomes thicker and it smells yummy, like something you're cooking, right? You take time with it. You don't just dump everything in a pot and go, okay, soup's on. You take some moments, sit with that wish. Hold that wish in your heart. Be a spiritual alchemist. And then send that love potion out to the person that you're blessing, that you're praying for. Maybe it's you. Connect with their hearts and feel the energy of your prayer move through them. Move through you if it's you. And then inhale that prayer back up to the sky. This time the arms come wide and around as you dive down toward the floor. Plant your left hand on the floor, right arm up to the sky. Deep breath in. Exhale, right hand down. Bend your knees, plant your hands. Step one foot back and then the other, downward facing dog. Float your left leg up to the sky, downward dog split. Bend the knee, stack those hips. Opening up this time to the left. And then coming back to center. Foot comes down. Walk both feet forward. Uttanasana. This time grab opposite elbows. Move from side to side. And then letting your arms move toward the earth. Inhale, slightly bent knees, arms come up and wide. Prayer overhead as you come up to stand. Prayer to your heart center. And this time, with your hands at your heart, open your fingers slightly, like a lotus. And imagine that someone is sending you a blessing, a prayer. Feel yourself receiving the energy of that. Feel what a blessing it is to receive a blessing, to be thought of, to be held. Right? When we are in grief or when we are scared or even when we're joyful, to have somebody to share that with, to know that we're being held in people's thoughts and prayers, it means so much. When we think there's nothing we can do to help, there's always the power of prayer. Receive, receive, receive. And then inhale that prayer up. Arms come wide as you dive down. This time the right hand touches the floor, left arm up to the sky, twisting in the opposite direction. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Let your hand float down to the mat. And then inhale your arms wide and out to the side. Come all the way up to stand. One more time, hands together, prayer at the heart. Close your eyes. We're going to move into another meditation. Bring your fingers, your ring fingers, your sun fingers, together to touch in front of your heart. All of your other fingers, except the thumb, are going to curl in toward the palm, and they're going to meet at the knuckle joints. So it's going to look like this. So see the ring fingers together, and the thumbs are just going to rest gently on the outside of the pointers. Keep that at your heart center. We're going to do a meditation to forget about yourself and help others. Right? So first we bless ourselves, we send our prayers out, and then we leave them in the hands of the divine, and we move on to selfless service, to seva, another form of living prayer. We're going to chant along with Wahe Guru, Wahe Guru, Wahe Guru, Wahe Jio. Every time you hear Wahe, move your navel up and back. It's not going to be a fast pace, it's going to be a gentle pace, but you still want to pull that navel up and back. Your eyes are focused at the tip of your nose. And your elbows can be relaxed down so that they're not just kind of hanging out. They can be relaxed down on your ribs. All right? I'm going to put on the chant, and here we go. Wahe Guru, Wahe Guru, Wahe Guru, Wahe Jio. Holding the mudra. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. And still maintaining that mudra. Inhale really deeply. And with the breath in, pump your navel. Just keep on pumping it until you can't hold that breath in anymore. And when you need to, exhale and relax. Releasing the mudra. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Exhale, prayer through the midline of your body down to the floor. Planting your hands, bend your knees a lot. And just kind of wiggle your hips from side to side here, just in a little crouched position. And then planting your hands fully on the floor, coming to stillness. Step your left leg back. Step your right leg back. Take one more nice stretch in downward facing dog. And then begin to roll your heart forward, moving into plank pose, coming into an upward push-up. And then slowly lowering yourself down, either chaturanga or chin, chest. You got it. All the way down to your belly. Once you get there, make a pillow with your hands. Rest your forehead on it. Take a few long breaths. Enjoy the stillness, the energy of you. Maybe noticing as you breathe deeply, your belly fills and presses into the earth, and as you exhale completely, that navel energy, that vital energy of you rises up toward your back, toward the moon, toward the heavens. Inhaling, filling, touching the earth. Exhaling, emptying, moving up toward the heavens. Just stay with that awareness for a few more breaths. And then take your hands, let them come alongside your body, fingers moving toward your toes. Let your forehead rest on the mat. And then bring your hands to your sacrum, interlacing your fingers. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, move your hands back down towards your toes. Shoulder blades come onto your back. Rise your front body up, up, up. Hold the breath. Gently exhale and lower down. Do that a few more times. Inhaling up, exhaling down. The next time that your head touches the mat, stay there. Let your hands come back to your sides, fingers pointing towards your toes. Inhale deeply. Let your shoulders remain on the mat. Let your forehead remain on the mat. Press your hip points into the mat. And as you exhale, lift those legs up off the mat. Lower body comes up. Exhale down. Do that a couple more times. And then come to stillness. Bring those hands back to your sacrum, interlaced. Inhale. And as you exhale, bring everything up off the mat. Front body, back body. Beautiful. Locust pose. Exhale back down. Make that pillow one more time. And then gently roll over onto your back. Once you get there, bend your knees. Bring your feet as wide as the mat and let your knees fall in toward each other. And then take your fingertips and let them rest on your belly. I want you to take a few long, deep breaths with your fingertips resting on your belly, feeling that gentle rise and fall. That fullness and that emptying. Our very breath is a prayer for life. A prayer to be filled, a prayer to create space. Each breath, a prayer and an answer to a prayer. Every moment of this life, we're creating, co-creating, and we're releasing and allowing the destruction of things that have expired. Moving with the flow and trusting that what we get is what we need. After your next exhale, let your hands come to your sides. Move those knees away from each other and start to windshield wiper your legs from side to side. It's not us that has to learn to be still to pray, to still to meditate. We know how to be still. It's our minds that need to learn. We're reminded time and time again that we are not our minds. Our mind is a computer. We program it either consciously or not. So programming that mind to send positive thoughts and prayers out to the universe, into your own heart. Worry is a form of prayer. Watch what you pray for. If you're worried that something is going to happen and you focus on it long enough, you'll create that. Let go of the worry. Take control of your mind. Pray for what you want. Become a living prayer. Come to stillness. Let your right leg float up toward the sky. Wrap your hands around your thigh. Pull that leg in toward your nose. Let your knee bend a little bit so that your knee is moving toward your nose. And then release your arms out to the side. Lower that right leg down slowly, slowly, slowly. Bringing the left leg into your chest and up to the sky. Again, wrapping your hand around your thigh. Bringing it in, bending that knee. Really taking a nice stretch here. Releasing your arms out to the sides. Slow journey, foot to mat. And bringing both knees into your chest, one hand on each knee. Begin to circle your knees toward each other and away from each other. Nice big circles. And then as you bring your knees to stillness, arms out to the sides, take a stretch, a spinal twist in either direction. Pausing, settling in. Moving to the other side when you're ready. As you come back to center, stretch your arms overhead, stretch your legs so that the heels are pressing toward the wall in front of you. Really stretch, stretch, stretch. And then find your Shavasana. As you settle into Shavasana, find your prayerful stillness. Merge into your heart. Invite your mind into that party. True liberation, true freedom. Jivan Mukta. It exists inside of us as we surrender our mind to our heart and our heart to the divine. I breathe in blessings, bird song, the light of stars dimming in the dawn. I breathe in mystery and mountain streams, equanimity, and the audacity to live boldly, freely, willingly in service to the whole. My open hands rest lightly on my knees. They vibrate with energy, fill with possibility and grace. I breathe out judgment, expectations, doubt, and everything that handcuffs me and holds me back. Breath completes the circle of ebb and flow, highs and lows, form and formless joined in one embrace. Begin to deepen your breath, bringing movement to your fingers and your toes. Let your body stretch and yawn. And then bring the palms of your hands, the soles of your feet together. Tap into that energy, that vitality, that fire. And slowly rock up and down on your spine or over to your right. Come on up to a seat. We'll meet palms together, our heart, Anjali Mudra, eyes closed. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, the pure light within you guide your way on. Please join me in sealing our practice on this beautiful full moon evening, the long Satnam. Inhale deeply. Sa. Nam. Sliding your thumbs to the space between your brow, dropping your chin into your own grace. Be loved, believe, be true to you. Satnam, everybody.